plaintiff, Mary Duran, married the defendant's father when the defendant was 13. And she claims after she got pregnant at age 15, she moved out of their home. Mary claims she was concerned for the defendant's safety because she always dated abusive men. And Mary's suing her today for a loan. Defendants Megan Ostling and her boyfriend Steve Seawood say Megan's father was physically and mentally abusive. But once Mary came into his life, he changed his ways. They claim Mary is suing them prematurely.
Start with you.
I've known Megan since she was around 13 years old. I married her dad in 2002. And at that point, Megan I considered her somewhat of a rebellious but very independent young lady.
She has her own place to live?
She was living with us at the time.
Okay, that's not quite the same definition of independent. She's dependent.
Well, but when she turned 15 or 16, she became pregnant and went to a shelter for unwed mothers. Okay. And we lived on a farm, and she never came back to the farm. So she was basically dependent upon herself at that point.
Got it. What type of things were you seeing in her life that you thought was destructive?
Her relationships with the young male.
This gentleman or others?
Others.
Why? What did you see that caused you to be concerned about her choices of men?
Well, I was concerned for her and her safety, actually, because some of the men that she was dating were abusive, and some were doing drugs, from what I gather.
Let me hear from you, ma'am.
This right here is my stepmother, Mary. She's always been a mother figure to me since my mother wasn't there. She's also helped my dad correct his manner and his behavior towards me, which was like his physical abusiveness and him drinking. His drinking drew out the physical and mental abuse, and I felt like she helped correct him with that. But still to this day, I don't have no communication with him at all. And as far as her saying I was rebellious, you haven't really been there to know what was going on in my life. You had just stepped in when I was about 14 years old. You don't know that back past on what I was through. Why don't you tell me some of the things that went on? Let's see, for instance, the first day I had known about her, I walked in the house, my dad busted my face open.
For what?
I literally can't tell you. I'm not sure.
Was there much physical abuse growing up, like from 5 to 13?
There was quite a bit of it. Quite a bit, even mental abuse, like to where
Yeah. You knew that?
No, that was before me.
Did you know of it?
No.
This is the first time you've heard that?
Yes.
All right. So that explains some of the rebellion, I suppose.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. What type of things were you seeing in her life that you thought was destructive?
Her relationships with the young male.
This gentleman or others?
Others.
Defendants Megan Ostling and her boyfriend Steve Seawood are being sued by Megan's stepmother, who claims Megan has a history of dating abusive men.
And your relationship with Miss Duran, it was been all right?
I don't have no complaints. Like I said, she's always come forward, as my mother. But for them to push me away, she's not telling that story right at all. I was 16 years old and I had got pregnant, right? They put me on birth control. So, I'm thinking it's okay. And as long as we use, like protection and things like that, it was fine. One day we didn't. That's how I got my son. I didn't know how to tell my dad because at the time he didn't believe in the interracial relationship. He pretty much pushed me away instead of him not accepting me for the situation with my child being mixed.
Okay, he ran.
He
was racist, you think?
Yeah.
He didn't believe?
Very much so. And
so I left. You look like you got a little black in you.
Well, honey, I'm Mexican. Your Honor, I'm Mexican.
There you go. Latino. There you go. All right.
So.
Good enough. Go ahead.
It was, I just got, tired of the derogatory terms even while I was pregnant with my son.
It's all right with Latinos, but not with blacks.
Not with black.
And that's why we all need to stick together. Go ahead.
So then I turned around and had my son, or was pregnant with my son. I didn't know how to tell them because you know, they were going to push me away anyway and not accept my child for what he
so
was.
you went with the guy?
No, yeah, with my
How did
son's
that work
father.
out?
It was actually pretty good, but they kept calling the law over there and everything, you know, so I went back home, and that's when they tried to place me in foster care. And
Who
that's
was
how
calling the law?
my dad and my stepmother.
On
Me.
you? Where were you living?
And with my son's father's family.
Right.
And
How
it
would
was for
they
the
know to
summer.
call the law?
They did, they called, they showed up at the door.
How would
and
they
asked-
know to do that?
I don't know.
If
why
you're
they-
living somewhere else,
They
the
did
police
call
would
them.
show up and say, your parents called
I
me
went-
for what reason?
I went back home, and then I turned around and left because I didn't know how to tell them that I was pregnant with my son, and that's why I had left.
Okay.
I didn't know how to tell them because he was
Got
mixed.
that part, but they were calling the police
Because I
to
didn't
go
come
where
back
you
home.
did not live because you were a minor? Is that the
Minor,
reason?
yes, I was underage, and I had
there
ran
you
from
go.
home.
All right, wasn't sure what you meant by that. Go ahead, ma'am. Tell me what's happening.
Okay, the latter part of January of this year, Megan and Steve both came to my house of residence and asked me to loan them $775 because
what?
they for rent on a house that they were trying to get.
Where were they living then?
It was a transitional living.
The both of you together?
I had just recently went through an eviction.
Why? Was he with you then?
No.
Okay. You
He
were
was
by
not
yourself.
with me.
You
I
got
was by
evicted.
myself with
All
4
right.
kids.
And he had a job. You all got together, but obviously you all weren't prepared credit-wise or some way or another. Okay. Well, at least you guys are trying. Have you looked to work?
Yes, we both work at the same spot.
All right, good.
Yep.
You all might. Who wants to do the second shift? In other words, 2 shifts. Sounds like somebody
He
needs
said
to do
he'd
2
be willing.
shifts.
He would be willing to do that because somebody would have to be at home at night with the
All right,
children.
well, I can't do it. You tell me.
No, I know. He's going to. He's doing that.
Tell me you need another shift because you are trying to be a better provider. All right. And when you've asked for your monies, what have you been told?
Well, originally, Megan had said that they would pay $250 every Friday. So, and I told her, okay, but I'll give you till the 15th of March. I wrote up a contract because I would give out money and not get money back.
Smart.
So I wrote up a contract and they both signed it. And
Let's see it. And have they paid anything on the contract?
yes, here's the receipt that they paid $100 the latter part of
The
January.
amount was $775. They paid $100. Let me hear from you all regarding this.
Well, not too long after we moved, she gave us the loan to move in the house. Probably about 2 weeks later, going to start my car for work, my car ended up getting stolen. At the time, Megan wasn't working. It was just me at the time, so we were trying to make sure we got everything paid, but moving into this house, the bills were, the bills were a little steep, more steep,
Got it.
and then
Got
we
4
had
children.
past balances that we were trying to pay on.
When you all appealed to her for an extension, if you will, what was said?
Well, when I was asking Megan about talking to her, she said she had talked to her, and she said Mary said it was okay. Then that following Monday, we found out that Mary had went to the courts and just sued.
Well, March 15th, you still had time to give it an income tax gain.
Well, even
We
with
didn't
that,
get
right?
that.
And that's real. That's
We
real.
don't get that.
That's real. But I
happened?
didn't know the
know
IRS
the
held my
game?
taxes. The IRS held
You
my
need
taxes.
to watch me more. Oh, you do have it. You say the IRS stole your
They
tax.
held my taxes.
There
And
you
I
go.
wasn't
You do have
expecting
it.
them to
All right.
hold my
Making sure you got the
taxes,
income tax
so,
gained
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So
you have been watching. All
And Your
right.
Honor, that's not correct.
She has too, because she didn't accept it. She knows that when someone says income tax, you're not going to see your money. Somebody going to hold it up. Student loans, state, the feds, whoever. That's the story, at least.
He pretty much pushed me away instead of him not accepting me for the situation with my child being mixed.
Okay. He didn't,
I
he
ran.
was racist, you think?
Yeah,
You didn't believe?
very much so. And
no,
so
you,
I
man,
left.
You look like you got a little black in you.
Well, honey, I'm Mexican. Your Honor,
All
I'm
right,
Mexican.
there you go. Latino, there you go. All right.
Defendants Megan Ostling and her boyfriend Steve Seawood are being sued by Megan's stepmother, who claims Megan has a history of dating abusive men.
So you all admit to owing how much?
We have the same paper that she had and this other note that she has with us too.
And $100.
And we paid the 100.
How does it get to 743 if 100 of the 775 was paid? Wouldn't it be 675?
It's $675, and if you read on the promissory note, Your Honor, it says if it's not paid by the due date, then a 10% interest charge would be accrued.
10% total?
10%, so that it's $67.50 added to the $675.
All right, so sounds like it checks out. Judgment for the plaintiff, $743. The only defense is tried to get an extension. That's her prerogative as to whether she wanted to give you that extension. And she probably has some bills herself she has to pay. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff. Good luck to you.
I love my daughter very much. So, and I don't think this incident will interfere with that.
No. This is the same way. It's mutual.
Sure.
As long as they're both happy, I'm happy, so.
Great.
Plaintiff Sana Surrey Durham dated the defendant, but she claims he's a master manipulator and a cheater. Sana Surrey claims while together she saw text messages between the defendant and another woman, and she's suing him today for breach of contract. Defendant Milton Jenkins says after he started dating Sana Surrey, he discovered she was insecure and cold-hearted. Milton insists he never cheated on Sana Surrey, and he denies owing her for anything.
Start with you.
All right, yes, Your Honor. So for the past 2 or 3 years, I've been wasting my time with this little
Object.
rambunctious Martian, okay, who is a master manipulator, a liar, and a cheater, Your Honor. I seen text messages between him and this woman, okay? He's telling this woman how he was missing her and thinking of her, would you say literally in the exact moment that she texted him, right? Okay, 2 days before that, we were at a mutual friend's house, okay? This same woman was at this person's house, and I asked him, do you know this woman? Because she keeps looking at me funny. He said, I met her when you met her. It was the same woman that he was texting back and forth.
How did you know that?
Because I seen the name. Okay. He had her saved in his phone.
Okay, so you got one woman down. How many others?
All right.
One down and how many to go?
Exactly. Well, I don't know. He told me that was the first time because he told me that the words that we speak are powerful. He said I manifested that from calling him a liar.
You can't forgive him after one
was
time?
The first time.
No, I don't believe that it was just one time, Your Honor. A 15-minute trip to the store turns into a 2-hour trip.
What was the relationship like other than that?
Other than that, he is, well, I'll just say he's very convincing. I don't know. I just think he's a liar. And I think that it wasn't the words that I spoke. I think that it was my words were truth, and it just came out. The light just shined on the darkness.
All you're saying, it was the cheating that you suspected, in one instance you knew of.
Oh no, don't let him go to meet his bros. Oh, he won't come back till 11, 12 o'clock at night. And let's say he can leave when the sun is up, 1, 2. I'm gonna run around the corner, to go see my bro. He'll be back maybe 12 o'clock that night. 9 or 10 hours later? Yes.
Oh, that's crack, honey.
Objection, Your Honor.
Everybody tell you they going around the corner and then don't come back for 12. That's crack. All over the world.
Objection.
Or these whores that he claims that don't exist. You know what I mean?
Let me hear from you, sir.
How you doing, Your Honor?
All right.
Me and Miss Durham met 2017. She was a nice young lady in the beginning. Somehow she turned into my girlfriend. Then all of a sudden, Your Honor, she turned into this insecure, cold-hearted woman.
I'm a Leo. There's nothing insecure about
All right, let
Leo's
me finish.
saying is I will. Her I wills is I will be if you do this to me. She's a liar. She's a Leo. She's a lying Leo.
All Leos lie?
Lying Leo.
Lion. He meant to say lion. We're lions, not liars.
These false accusations that she's accusing me of cheating on women, the first woman was one of my clients, Your Honor. She was not some mistress or some woman that I was calling or texting.
A client.
Client, you know.
What kind of client?
I'm a spiritual advisor, Your Honor.
Oh my
And
God.
I was advising.
Spiritual advisor?
Oh
Yes.
my
As
goodness.
in preacher?
I'm
not a
He did it.
She needed some
These
help.
preachers are
Your
going
Honor.
to ban their attendees from watching my show. I mess
She
with
needed
them
some
so
help, Your Honor.
much.
She needed some real help.
Plaintiff Sana Surrey Durham dated the defendant, and she claims he's a master manipulator and a cheater.
Tell me what happened here to cause you to cheat. I mean, to cause you to sue him.
Okay, Your Honor. Well, when we were getting along, we decided to get a house together, and so we were going to split the rent. We were going to split the rent 50-50, right? So the rent was $1,500. Okay, we were paying $750 a piece, you know, and I would say up until January, that was the last time that I received money from him. At that point, without notice, he just stopped coming home. 1 day turned into 2 days. 2 days
Objection.
turned into a week. And when it was time for rent, I didn't receive anything. And I haven't received anything up until this moment.
Sir?
Sir.
Reverend Doctor?
Hello.
I did not. I don't feel as if I owe her anything from January to this point in time. Because I haven't been there.
Your Honor, I have this lease here.
When
that
did you
says-
leave?
I left in January. I feel as if Miss Durham has
What do you have there, ma'am?
I have the lease, Your Honor. And I'm still paying on until what, September?
Yeah, you.
Why didn't you move?
I'm still in this lease. I'm still paying.
asking, why
I'm leaving
couldn't-
in September. I'm going to be moving in September.
Why didn't you leave before then?
Because this is my residence. This is my place. Just because he left, I'm dedicated. I'm loyal.
But that means you got to pay.
I have to pay.
Okay, and you want to sue him for what he was to pay.
Right,
But the
his
problem
portion.
is this is a month-to-month lease. This isn't a year lease. With a month-to-month, all you have to give is 30-day notice.
He didn't give me any notice.
All right, then you get $750 for the 1 month because you got notice when he left. That was notice. That's the clearest form of notice you can get.
I mean,
People pack up their stuff and they leave as notice.
He still has stuff over there. He's still getting mail there. And he was still coming back and forth as
I
he
object, Your Honor.
pleased. He still will
He has
come
a
by
key?
as he pleased. Yes.
She changed the locks.
He never turned any
You didn't change the locks?
My key doesn't
Well,
work.
Sound like you want to be honest. Now, $750 is your judgment. That is the month that he failed to give you notice about, because that's the month-to-month lease. Good luck to you guys. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now,
I advise you to take your own spiritual advice, okay, and be more godly and less fleshly. How about that?
and you got what you deserve.
Right. Freedom.
$750.
Freedom.
Plaintiff Tammy Ray was friends with the defendant, but they lost touch until they ended up in prison together. Tammy claims she agreed to board the defendant's horse for her, but the defendant failed to pay, so she's suing. Defendant Betty Sears says not only has she seen Tammy physically attack many men, but she claims Tammy also attacked her. Betty is countersuing for unpaid wages.
Start with you.
A little bit of background about Betty and I, Your Honor. She and I have known each other for years and years. I used to bartend when I was very young, and she would basically come in first thing in the morning, early when I opened up, and she would almost be the last one to leave. We had lost touch over a little bit of time for about 4 years, and unfortunately I ran into her again when we both were incarcerated. I was in there for one evening for DUI. I have learned my lesson since then, haven't been back.
Yeah.
But that morning, I remember Betty waking everybody up doing a church service. So Betty has a real familiar voice to me, and I heard her say, "Wake up, it's time for church." And then I looked up and I was like, Betty Sears.
Okay, and how things go from there.
So then we reconnected once we got out of jail. We were, both not drinking.
When was this?
For a long time. This is about in 2010.
Okay.
We had a lot in common. She still had a little bit of a crazy side, known as Crazy Betty. She actually ran into her DD one night when she was drinking. Well, she had a designated to drive her, but she made him get out, and she got behind the wheel and hit him. Just so happened she hit him in front of an officer. So there was a little bit of a craziness still going on there.
Plaintiff Tammy Ray is suing her former friend, who claims Tammy attacked her.
Let me hear from you, ma'am.
Well, Your Honor, the story she's telling is a little farce. We did rekindle our friendship, which I totally regret, in jail. We're both in there for DUI. So as far as what she's talking about with hitting my roommate, that did not happen, and there was no officer on scene. I was in jail at that time for the DUI. I did have a designated driver. He got mad at me, got out of the car, and I got behind the wheel foolishly.
All right.
Talking about Crazy Betty. Can I tell you a little bit about this woman?
Go right ahead.
Well, the last time I saw her, we were rolling around on the ground together because she came out of the house and attacked me.
What occurred on that instance?
Oh, it had to do with some horses were out there. Another
And
roommate
that's what we're
of
suing
hers
about,
was
the
being-
horse? All right.
Yeah.
All right. Is that the only time she has attacked you, or?
The only time she's attacked me, but I've seen her attack physically men many, many times.
That's not
Personally,
true,
I've
Your
seen
Honor.
it.
That
I've
is
seen
not
it.
true.
I had a hard time getting any witness to come here because everybody's afraid of her.
Let me hear from you, ma'am, on this boarding fees you're suing for.
Okay, Your Honor. So I am a certified trainer. I have my own business, but
Horse trainer.
a horse trainer, yes, and I also do pony rides, pony parties. I have about 12 horses, and I have Betty asked me to train this horse for her because she had fallen off of him, got 13 stitches, and he was.
Why do you complain?
I don't know how many stitches, but she did get stitches. So anyway, she wanted me to train him. His name is Spook. We call him Indiana for short because we
You
didn't
don't call him Spook.
because he was very hard to ride. He was spooky. He would.
Okay,
He
scary.
he was very unmanageable.
Okay,
He
all
was.
right.
He wasn't exposed to many things. So that
Okay.
was what she asked me to
It was
do.
based on his behavior.
Based on his behavior. Correct, Your Honor. He was a little jumpy.
Go
He was
ahead.
spooky.
Move on.
So she asked me to train him, and I was managing a boarding facility called Blackwater.
And what was the agreement?
And it was a written agreement. She was supposed to pay $175 a month. She got behind several $1,000s with Blackwater, but that was their money. I am not suing for that. When Blackwater went out of business, so I took her horse upon her request. She followed me, and I took this horse at my facility and took him to my house, which is City Ranch. And she agreed to make it right with both of us at that time, to catch up with Blackwater.
And how much was that?
$175 a month.
No, the back. Maybe you have a list there,
I do, yes.
because it kind of confusing me going back and
apologize,
forth
Your Honor.
with who she owes money and what months. All right, she owes $3,125, correct?
Yes.
All right, and most of those are $175 monthly fees, and then it turns into $225 for the last 5 months.
Yes, it went up to full boarding services, which is on her, the original.
And why do you have to sue her? What happened when you?
Well, she was paying on time, for the first 6 months, and everything was good.
I got your list here. I'm
Okay.
saying, what's the last discussion regarding repayment?
Okay, she said that she would give me the horse. In November of last year, she sent me an email saying, I'm giving you the horse, basically.
In exchange for payment?
In
lieu of
exchange, I
payment?
would take some of the
Okay.
payment off. She said that she had paid $900 for the horse, so I was going to take $900 off. And she still owed me about $1,800.
Okay.
But come March, she came and took the horse. She took the horse from my property.
Let me hear from you, ma'am.
Your Honor, we never had a contract, ever. Known her for years, like
Who
we
did you
said.
intend to pay?
I didn't intend to pay anything. I brought grain
wanted the
and
free
hay.
service?
I paid for
You were gonna
everything
get
for
free
my own
service?
horse.
You were going to get free rental service?
I'm bringing my own grain and hay.
Because it's
She's
a-
not supplying anything for
She
it.
didn't bring her grain and hay, Your
I
Honor.
brought it-
I've
But
asked
didn't it
many-
have
I
to
have
do
a
with a
witness, Your
space
Honor.
as well, or
It did.
not?
It did. Boarding means space.
Yeah.
Yes.
And doesn't everybody pay for boarding
yes,
space?
any boarders pay for space.
Isn't that true?
Your Honor, I have worked for her company off and on for over 10 years, and she.
answer my question.
I'm sorry.
Do most people pay?
A lot of people don't pay. She had another boarder there that paid $100 a month
Okay.
That's
and,
not true.
and so that was your belief that
Right.
you don't have to pay because what?
because I've helped her with her business for over 10 years.
Okay. All right. And you all discussed that?
I've told her many times we didn't have a contract and I wasn't.
No, that's not what. You just said the reason is because you've helped her.
Yes.
So when she came for her money, have you ever said to her, I'm not giving you anything because of all the things I've done for you?
Absolutely.
And what did she say back?
Nothing.
She was just quiet?
Actually, she would say, you don't owe me anything, Betty. I have a witness to that.
That's
just keep bringing the grain and hay. Keep paying for that. I have a witness.
So if she told you that, what made you have to tell her earlier that I'm not paying you anything?
She changes her mind every other day.
Oh, okay.
So we try to appease her. Whatever she says that day, I'm appeasing her.
Plaintiff Tammy Ray is suing her former friend, who claims Tammy attacked her.
What do you want today? Because make sure you're appeased. You just want $35.50, right?
I do. I want
all right.
the
You willing to appease her today?
No, sir.
Why can't you do what you've been doing with her? Why don't you want to appease her anymore? You've come to the end of the line with appeasement? Is that
we are no longer friends, Your Honor.
All right. Go ahead, ma'am. Do you have any evidence you want to give me?
Yes, Your
today?
Honor. This is where she said she would give me the horse. This is another email where she said that.
No, I want to hear
she
about
wants to
anything
keep
she
paying.
said she's going to pay.
Okay.
Because she denies even
Right here, I want to keep paying.
the understanding
Blackwater,
that she should
and
pay.
I want to keep paying is what she's saying there. I have sent certified
Ma'am,
letters.
please advise me as soon as possible. I want to keep paying so that all is well with both of you. What do you mean by that?
I'm not even sure what. I didn't follow that, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
All right.
That's the text message.
You tell her you want to keep paying, and that means, I guess, the company and her.
This is Blackwater, Your Honor. This is not her. This is about Blackwater Stables, and I did owe them money. But this is not
Who was
her.
the both? Who was the other person?
Right.
You said both of you.
She's their hired hand.
Okay, so you were referring to her.
Yes.
So let's pay her then. You said I will pay
do not
you.
owe her,
Your
Your Honor.
counterclaim is for $5,000 for
Right.
unpaid wages. How does she owe you?
Because, as I said, Your Honor, I have been working for her company for years. I have.
Did she agree
I
to
have
pay you?
copies of pictures where my horse was being.
Ma'am, did she agree to pay you for those years?
No.
You have to have an agreement. You just said
We
she
have
never
no
agreed to
agreement,
pay
and
you.
you're.
I know.
We have no agreement. It was with Blackwater Stable, not with her city
Ma'am,
ranch.
we're talking about what you're suing her for now.
Which is using my horse without my knowledge or permission and her profiting from it.
That's not what you just told me.
Well, I
you were suing
apologize,
for.
Your Honor. I'm a little
That's
nervous.
your second apology for telling me things that you later changed. So you've changed twice, and you've apologized for changing your testimony twice. So it's hard to rely on your testimony. Now, what evidence do you have that she agreed to pay you to do anything?
Okay, I am apologizing because I shouldn't have even brought up the fact that
Ma'am,
I
what
worked for her.
evidence do you have that she agreed to pay you anything?
I have no evidence of that, but I have evidence that she used my horse without my permission.
That's
and she
not the
profited
issue.
by
The
it.
issue
It
is that
the issue. I said the
it's
wrong
not,
thing. I
ma'am,
apologize.
I told you what it is. You walk out and keep thinking that's the issue. But I'm ruling on the issue I know in this case, and that is your claim is dismissed because you can't show me any evidence. You've changed your testimony twice. She has proven by the written email that you sent saying you would pay both parties, not just Blackwater, her both parties, and the both is her. You even admitted she was the other. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff. Yours is dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. Justice was served today, and I appreciate it very much.
I just want to say she lied just like I knew she would all the way through it.